Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. So right now we're in Leicester School to have an interview with a strange girl, Ms Shakhina. Ms Shakhina, could you please introduce yourself?
Hey, first of all, thanks for having me. My name is Shakhina Bakayeva, and as Ms. Ada introduced me, I'm a strange girl.
If you're ready, let's get started. Ms Shakhina, what motivated you to start your English journey?
Well, it's different with different people. Actually, for example, a lot of people pursue higher education, maybe immigration purposes or job prospects abroad. But with me, it was kind of like strange. I'm not gonna lie, it was kind of like a challenge for me because there was one teacher at school who constantly, like bullied me and even failed me from my English exam.
Said, "Mommy, I'm depressed." Then I said, "Don't do that, do something else."
And I wanted to prove her wrong. And that was the main reason why I started learning English.
Do you still keep in touch with that teacher?
No, absolutely not.
I have a question. So after getting your first 8, did you share your results with the teacher or no?
I actually didn't send the result, but I guess she already knows it.
Okay, thanks to that teacher. We really appreciate your feedback. And right now, you see, Ms. Shakhina. Ms. Shakhina, we know that in your first attempt you got 8.
It wasn't 8. I got a little bit dululu.
Ms. Shakhina, we know that in your first attempt you got 7. And then after retaking it 3 times, you got triple 8s. Can you give some advice or techniques that helped you to achieve this score?
So when it comes to sharing the techniques, I don't really think that I'm the right person to share one, but the technique that worked really good for me was exposing myself to this English atmosphere. What I mean is, I started constantly listening to podcasts, watching documentaries, reality TV shows, all in English. I fully exposed myself to this language so that I can just, reach a native speaker level and to step up my game.
So, Ms. Shakhina, do you think that only being exposed to English can get you into a higher score?
Well, when it comes to IELTS, I guess students should also practice. Listening and reading, writing, not only, exposing themselves to speaking because they have to improve their listening and reading skills to get higher scores. So what I would recommend those who are about to take IELTS exam is being consistent because if you are not doing practice tests regularly, then you cannot maintain the same level. Let's say today, if you get 35, it's not guaranteed that you're going to get the same score next week or the next day, even the next day. So I guess consistency is the key. And along with this, I guess students should, there should be exposure, They have to create English atmosphere. What I mean is when they come to the course or even when they are going somewhere with their friends, they have to interact in English.
What if they don't have English-speaking friend? In which language should they talk?
Well, okay, I'm gonna answer to this question coming from my own experience. When I was learning English, I literally had no one to speak to. That's why I used to talk to myself or to my cat.
Huh?
And I think there's always a way, to solve the problem. So if you want something really bad, you don't need to have a friend or you don't need to have someone to talk to. You can just talk to yourself or write reflection posts and create your own channel and video record yourself and only speak in English.
Does your cat speak English?
Even though it was a good question. Even though my cat does not speak and literally has no clue about what I'm talking about, at least I have something to listen to.
And I remembered one meme. So when Muhammad Ali teacher used to teach us how to pronounce CH sound, like the yes, that cat I remember that cat.
Okay.
We need that cat like in memes. Like, okay, in here he's like the T sound, trying to pronounce T sound.
Yes, sure.
Ms Shakhina, can you recommend any specific book or book? Yes, book. 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 Because I heard Muhammad Ali teacher say book.
It's book.
Book. I say book. 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 Ms Shakhina. Dit bir eğitholder. U тебя есть ученики, и они должны знать тебя как ученика. Ms Shakhina, can you please recommend any book or website resource that helped you to get into this level?
Well, I would say it's very crucial for IELTS candidates to familiarize themselves with IELTS format resources, let's say Cambridge books or IELTS official websites. So I would get those books from there.
So it's well known that many students doing Cambridge tests for several times repetitively. So do you think that it's a good idea to do them again and again, or like they should try other resources as well?
Well, obviously, I wouldn't say yes, because once you do one test over and over again, the answers are automatically going to pop up to your mind, and it's no good. But if you do it like within like once 3 months, or maybe like after a long period of time, then even if you do remember the passages, you're not going to remember the answers. So I would say yes. In this case, yes. And apart from that, I would say students should do other resources such as actual books or participate in some kind of marathons if they think it's going to help them.
What strategies did you use in order to enhance your listening skills?
So listening was, to be honest, a bit of a challenge for me because I used to listen a lot. I used to do listening practice tests a lot, but couldn't get the score that I wanted. And then I changed my strategy. So to get higher score, I started listening to podcasts every single day and started watching like movies, documentaries, and reality shows only in English. And in this case, I, like not only improved my listening, but also my speaking and vocabulary.
Ms. Shakhina, do you think that it's a good idea for students to be a passive listener, not to be active one?
If you were talking about like listening to English stuff, let's say podcasts every day, but not paying attention to it, then I would say no, it's not useful. Like a lot of people may think that even though they are not paying attention, but they are listening, I would say they have to understand what they are listening. They have to get the message behind what they are like hearing, what they are listening to. So I would say students have to be focused, especially in reading and listening, because IELTS listening is going to be played only once, and once the answer is gone, it's gone. That's it. So I would say students have to be, not only students, but foreign language learners have to be focused and concentrated while they are listening to podcasts, or let's say listening to music or any other stuff in a foreign language.
So, Ms. Shakhina, how did you approach the reading section? Like managing with the time management and understanding complex passages.
Honestly, I have a whole another story about the reading section of IELTS. I used to hate this section. I'm not kidding. I meant it. Like initially when I started doing reading tests, I used to get like really bored, immediately, and I couldn't just finish 3 passages. But then my teacher recommended me. You guys know who is my teacher, Alicia and Muhammad Ali teachers. They actually recommended me to enjoy the process. At first I was like, how can I enjoy the process? How can I enjoy the thing that I really hate? But then it just, it just actually made sense, because I used to score better in the passages when I was really interested in the topic. I used to score like really bad when the passage was kind of like boring, or when I was not really interested in it. And then I started developing passion towards reading, and oops, my scores like moved up. I increased. I was able to improve my scores.
To 9?
I only once got 9, but then it was 8.5.
Only, I think you have made 2 mistakes only.
Oh yes, it was with spelling. First mistake was spelling was the word Hawaii. I misspelled it. I wrote it only with one I. It had to be with two. Otherwise, it would be nine too. I couldn't sleep, guys. I couldn't. I literally couldn't sleep thinking about this goddamn Hawaii.
Aloha.
And the next day, as if it was a joke, my friend came here wearing a T-shirt written Hawaii here, and I was like, "Why didn't you wear it before?"
And now Gawai is gone.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna never forget it. Never.
Ms Shakhina, could you please give some tips that helped you to improve your writing skills for both task 1 and task 2?
Sure. I know that writing sounds a little bit like grueling for IELTS candidates, but I'd say it's not. It's not as difficult as you think, guys. I'd say it's very important to learn sample answers both in task 1 and task 2 so that you get some like clue, how to write it, at least structure. And plus, learning samples helps to, improve your vocabulary because, you're going to get higher score in a lexical resource criteria if you use topic-specific vocabulary in the right context. And plus, it's very crucial because you're going to get some ideas. For example, there are lots of candidates, IELTS candidates out there whose level is very decent. They know a lot, but they cannot write in task 2 in most cases because they don't have idea. So to get higher score 7 and above in writing, I think you not only need to have good source of vocab, but also idea and the ability to, connect sentences coherently.
So, Ms Shakhina, do you think that it's a good idea to learn a sample answer and write the same essay in your real exam?
Well, I wouldn't say so. You know what? Because the examiners know they memorize the answers and there must be penalty for that. So just to be on the safe side, I would say students should get the ideas as I mentioned above and the vocabulary from there and start writing their own essays because it not only improves their writing skills, but it's going to be like memorable for them.
So do you think that it's a good idea to write an essay the whole day?
Well, obviously, no. Why would a student write an essay whole day? I would say it's not about like the amount of time you spend on it. It's about the quality. You can just spend an hour or so to improve your writing skills and get the result that you want. And on the other side, you can just spend the whole day and get zero results. So it depends on the quality. I mean, you should work smart and hard at the same time. So I would say writing 1 or 2 essays a day is enough.
So, Ms Shakhina, it's well known that not everyone completes their essay within a given time. So what do you recommend for students to cope with the time management?
Okay, sure. So it's not unknown that some students cannot complete their tasks, task 1s on time, and literally the same thing happened twice in my real exams. So what I would recommend to those candidates is start writing with task 2 because task 2 weighs more. It gives you like more than 70% of your score, overall score. So I'd say start with task 2, write the essay, the whole essay within the given amount of time, and then start with task 1.
Good. Reviewing every day and saying it's not over until I win. So, Ms. Shakhina, it's not a secret that every single candidate feels anxious during his exam or before his exam. So, how to overcome stress during your exam?
Well, the thing is, being nervous and anxious is a completely normal thing. After all of us are human beings and it's completely normal. But what I would recommend those who feel super anxious and nervous is think about your target. It's like this. So if you start like panicking, if you start panic attacks, you're going to screw up your listening. If you screw up your listening, it's going to affect your reading. And Literally the same thing happens in your writing. And if you screw up in your real exam, main one, you're gonna screw up your speaking. So it's not worth to sacrifice. You know what I mean? So I would say focus on your target and think that you want to achieve more and you deserve more. And in this way, you just start taking it easy and feeling calm.
Oh, Anna, видите?
Thank you. I used to think I'm blind.
You're blind, really?
Yes.
You cannot see?
Yes, today in the meeting I was doing this. Cheating. Дахшада. Давай, challenge. Challenge будет.
Алло, assalamu.
عليكم السلام.
Ms Shakhina, can you please share your reaction when you got your first aid? Were the results as you expected, and how did you feel about it?
Well, it literally evokes some nostalgic memories right here. So when I got my first aid, I literally woke up in the morning. So let me tell you the whole story behind it. I woke up in the morning. It was like 7:30 something, and I checked my messages, and there was nothing. And I again went back to sleep. And then it was 8:30 something, I got a message. And when I looked at it, there was a notification, and you can see the message, who did it come from? And it was from British Council. And I paused for a hot 5 seconds, and I literally didn't know what to do. And then I just calmed myself down. I just relaxed and clicked on it. And the very first thing that I looked at was the overall, not even the listening, not even the reading, not writing or speaking. I just looked at the overall. And when I saw 8, I was just, like relaxed. I was calmed, and then I started paying attention to the other sections. And yeah, I was really happy, and I was a little bit sad with my writing because I couldn't finish my task 1, as I said. Yeah.
So let's move on to teaching experience. Ms. Shakhina, how do you make sure that all kids are happy and involved in the class?
So it's kind of like a tough question because, students are different. Their personalities are different. So you cannot approach to one student and the next one in the same way. So you have to learn, for example, first their personality and then choose your teaching method according to it. What I do to make my students engaged is when I realize that they are just getting bored or when they are not quite interested in what I'm teaching or in the topic when the topic is boring or especially during reading classes, I try to make sure to engage them by showing videos or just trying to make some jokes, It's kind of like make them happy and improves their mood.
Ms. Shakhina, what role do you think technology plays in helping students to learn a new language?
Well, I would say technology plays a key role because right now, you know that there is world of information at our fingertips. So it means you can just get a lot of information about whatever you want with minimal effort. And when it comes to learning a foreign language, I guess watching videos and like listening to audio materials really helps to step up your game. And I guess technology is key here. When it comes to utilizing technology in my classes, I would show some PPTs or videos while I'm teaching. You know what? Teachers can actually explain the topic with a chalk and board, but it will be more engaging and intriguing for students to see some videos related to that subject and to give their opinions and discuss the subject matter. It's going to be more memorable and it's going to last longer in their long-term memory. So I prefer using technology more often than not instead of just using traditional method of teaching, just using board or writing on the board, explaining things. It's better in terms of student engagement and involvement if you use technology.
Ms. Shakhina, how do you encourage students to ask questions and share their thoughts even if they feel shy?
Well, that's a good question. When I notice a student feeling shy or daydreaming during my classes, I prefer like asking questions from that student, like our teacher does. So this method goes like this. Whenever I see a student who all the time avoids asking questions from me, I start asking questions from that student. In this case, I will be able to get answers. If the answers are correct, then I can make sure that the student's getting what I'm explaining. But if the student cannot answer to my questions, then I'm gonna start explaining it over and over again. In this case, I would know that the student understood the topic by asking him like more questions. Even if students feel shy, I think it's teachers' job to approach them, like to talk to them, like even in-person conversations, what we call in industrial therapy sessions.
So, how many therapy sessions have you had with your students?
Honestly, I don't know the exact number, but it would be about 10. It must be about 10.
That's it?
Yeah.
Okay. Shahina, when students make a lot of mistakes, they usually get discouraged and lose their enthusiasm for learning a new language. So, how do you keep your students motivated and how do you explain them that making mistakes is okay?
So the very first thing that I do to keep my students motivated is to explain them how normal is making mistakes. It's absolutely okay to make mistakes because after all, we learn from the errors that we make and the mistakes that we make. So what I would recommend them is just never give up, not quitting, no matter what they are going through, no matter how many mistakes they are making. It shouldn't just, like get on the way. They have their targets, they have their goals. And I don't think that they have to sacrifice their goals or give up their goals because of that minor mistakes. And that's actually the narrative that I always bear in mind.
So, let's move on to more personal questions.
Okay.
Ms. Shahina, can you please name three the strongest sides of yours?
Well, that's a challenging question. Well, I would say I'm a loyal, um, a good problem solver, and a good problem creator at the same time.
Lying to you.
Why?
You are in a relationship
Was
with your computer. Just
Oh
abusing
yes,
it.
my TV. Our relationship is toxic, okay? I love it, but it doesn't love me back, so not mutual feelings.
What do you think? What gives life purpose and meaning for an individual?
Well, it's a very deep question and it differs among people. So I'm gonna talk about myself. When it comes to the inspiration that I get from this life, is the challenge that I'm facing, is the problems that I'm going through, and how strong I'm gonna come out of them. How can I solve them? So if everything is going good and everything is going smoothly and nothing is wrong, then there is something wrong. So I get meaning of life from this.
Ms. Shahina, if you could describe your life as a movie, what would be the name of it?
Let me think.
2,000 years later.
All the questions are here are so deep. So the thing that came to my mind first is the name It's Yet to Start. Because I believe that my journey is about to start and I'm gonna have a lot of adventures and a lot of, like exciting moments in my life in the foreseeable future. So it would be better if I would name the film about my life, It's Yet to Start.
Wow.
Can you tell us about your music preferences? Name three best musicians, rappers, or singers of all time.
Well, honestly, I don't listen to a song because of the singer. You know what I mean? I actually pay attention to the meaning of the lyrics. And that's why I don't have like favorite singers, but my music preference is I like pop music. But I'm sorry, I'm not really interested in K-pop. I don't know why. Mostly I listen to Turkish, Arabic, or Russian songs, sometimes English too.
Sometimes English too, but mostly Arabic.
Habibi, come to Dubai.
Yes.
Yes.
Ms Shakhina, what did you want it to be when you were a child?
Well, not gonna lie, I wanted to be a doctor when I was a child.
And do you still want to be?
Of course, why not? I have always wanted to be a doctor. I've always had this, like, burning desire to become a doctor, a good one. But because of some, like family problems, I had to quit attending biology and chemistry classes. That's why I couldn't just, apply to a medical institution.
Who inspired you to be an IELTS instructor then?
To be honest, it was actually my mom who wanted me to be a teacher, not exactly IELTS tutor, but a teacher. I think she has always wanted to be a teacher herself. That's why she also wanted me to become a one. And I thank her profusely now.
I think your mom is proud of you, yes?
Oh, well, you should probably ask this question from her. Thank you.
What are you planning to do after your graduation?
Okay, I am currently a junior student at Bucharest State University, and I'm thinking about moving abroad once I graduate.
And become an influencer there?
Who knows?
Ms Shakhina, what are your plans for future regarding your job, profession?
I have been thinking about changing my major, but I'm not 100% sure about it. I'm having second thoughts about it, so I would say time shows.
Yes! I wanted to ask this question.
No.
No. Ms Shakhina, are you a strict teacher?
Well, I wouldn't say so. I'm not like one of those strict teachers. I would say I prefer becoming more friendly with my students to create like friendly atmosphere. I feel like when I'm being too strict, my students just little step back and they don't want to just open up to me and they feel shy. So I prefer creating friendly atmosphere, and with that, it's not about being too friendly with my students. I obviously keep distance. So the exact answer to your question is no. I'm not that strict.
Ms Shakhina, what do you think is your biggest achievement in this life?
Well, I think I haven't achieved that much to be proud of, honestly, but I would say it is the privilege that has been given to me to teach, teach eager minds and being able to work with like a lot of friendly people here in Adastra. So I think, yeah, that must be my biggest achievement in this life.
Ms Shakhina, thank you for an incredible interview. I think our subscribers enjoyed it.
And I also thank you for inviting me to this interview, and I had a lot of fun, and I hope that your subscribers enjoy watching this.
Can you end this interview with one of your favorite quotes?
So there is a quote that goes, "There is a light at the end of every tunnel," which means no matter what you're going through, you should just have faith that everything is going to be okay. It was so awkward. Bye. Bye.
Let's do this.
Oh, I can't.
Thank you for watching, guys. Don't forget to hit subscribe, smash the like button, and share it with your friends.